here, 1v1 Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. We have Necro playing a Plague Champion, starts off range, can be fearsome in melee, good utility and damage. Not the quickest though. Red side, Harry plays a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, fights melee. This is Death Core of Krieg DLC. Recarded it looks like. Sentinel opening from Harry, tier 1 vehicle, can decap points but cannot cap them. Can also stun infantry with a ground pound. Harry cancelling his second Guardsman squad there. Are we going to see double Sentinels? Necro going for Chaos Space Marines, heavy ranged infantry, decent in melee, can be upgraded in tier 2 to be even more dangerous. And we are going to see double Sentinels from Harry. Be interested to see what Necro does now. Heretics are not very useful versus Sentinels at all, since they can be easily outrun in melee and their grenade launchers easily dodged. So, are we going to see double CSM? Are we going to see a Havoc come straight up? It is the second Sentinel. Will hurt Harry's map control since they can't cap, but might annoy Necro with all the decapping. Don't think Necro has seen both of the Sentinels yet. There he is seeing one. Commissar Lord with shield up, and he's bringing all of these stuff to this west side, Harry. Sentinels armed with those multi-lass to start off, which aren't very accurate but do decent damage when they hit. Now we do see double CSM from Necro. Is going to try and shoot down these double Sentinels with bolters. 2-to-1 cap for Harry. What's he going to follow up these Sentinels with? I imagine Kadashan Devils. We will see. Plague Champion and CSM in cover, shooting the crap out of this Sentinel. Needs to back off. Has no Guardsman support here. It's another downside to getting double Sentinels. You usually have one Guardsman squad which can't really support two Sentinels if they're all over the map. Harry not taking his power yet. Necro not taking all of this stuff yet either. Lots of uncapped points early on. Both sides being quite aggressive. CSM in cover again. Sentinel wants to stomp the Plague Champion. There we go. Stops the decap. Nicely done. But can he get the Sentinel out of trouble? We have aspiring champion heretics. Now, I assume he wants to get them in combat with those Guardsmen, which would get shredded by aspiring champion heretics. Commissar Lord doesn't really want to get involved with them either. Look at the damage he's taking here. Aspiring champion can't even get into combat. Can he take the Commissar Lord out? He does, with a Doom Blast at the end there. 417, 489. It's now a single for Harry. Necro setting up shop in the center. This is some Nurgle worship, boosting the health regeneration of infantry. Double Sentinels and Guardsmen coming to the west side are going to try and hit power, but there's only one generator here. Necro not even capping his other power yet anyway. CSM will take center. Plague Champion going to the east side. Is he going to get a Bile Spewer, perhaps hit some power? No sign of it yet. He's just going to decap the VP, I think. Guardsman capping the west side, and generator goes down to Sentinels. Kadashan Devils now on the field for Harry. Necro needs to be very, very careful. Versatile and powerful infantry, have shotguns, also fantastic in melee, and can disrupt with a grenade launcher. Havoc squad on the field for Necro, forcing those Sentinels to pull back. Here we see the Kadashan Devils coming into combat. Look at the damage to those heretics those shotguns are doing. My goodness, almost lost the entire squad. Aspiring champion left by himself. And the damage to the Plague Champion is ridiculous as well, and he's forced to retreat. Kadashan Devils taking on Necro's entire tier 1 army almost. Finally back off, but they did not lose a model. Balanced Kadashan Devils. Here come double Sentinels. Shooting the crap out of CSM. Chasing them, trying to get a model loss. There's a stomp, but it misses. see the stomp miss a lot more often since the range was decreased a few patches ago now. Looks like a lot of players never really adjusted. Nurgle worship by a single aspiring champion who is a Chaos Marine with bolt pistol and chainsword. Guardsmen need to be repairing the Sentinel perhaps, or capping this power. Harry happy to just build 3 gens here. So does Necro, but he does have his other power and his other rec points now. West side we have a Havoc stomped somehow by a Sentinel. Now sets up its heavy bolter, which is very, very bad news for these guys. They are vehicles, so they can't be suppressed, but they take a lot of damage as they get close. Here come Gaurdsmen Devils trying to force melee with their power weapons on these CSM, and here we go. Look at the damage they take. We have Eternal War on both CSM squads. Necro trying his best to keep these guys in play, but the Gaurdsmen Devils just stop and shotgun the crap out of them, which is just as scary as melee in the current build. Havoc setting up nicely. Can the Commissar use his shield to get into melee? It's very, very risky, and no, he can't. Did buy time for the Sentinel to stomp though, and Havoc's forced off Harry, holding mid and holding a 2-to-1 Plague Champion on capping duty. Plague Champion has some particularly nasty stuff he can do to Imperial Guard. Blight grenades can be nasty. Icon of Nurgle of course can be very nasty, as can the Noxious Cloud in tier 2. Harry the first to tech up though, 300489, and as long as he keeps these Sentinels alive, he's going to do pretty well, I think. Really, really top Sentinel play by Harry so far. It's not easy to micro these things for a new player. 290489, it's a 2-to-1 still for Harry. Here comes CSM trying to be a bit more aggressive against these Sentinels. They have no Guardsman support, and Necro should be chasing this one. Necro staying in tier 1 and getting some Noise Marines. No, he's not. He cancelled them and is now going tier 2. Gaurdsmen Devils, so scary. Looks like they threw a grenade launcher onto those heretics, making them back off. Gaurdsmen Devils themselves retreat. Have they lost the model yet? I'm not sure. 269489. Necro now capping mid though. Should be able to get a 1-to-1 at least, maybe a 2-to-1 coming over to this east side. With double CSM and Plague Champion, a solid ranged force there. Most likely we're going to see double Mark of Zinch. Doesn't want double Mark of Khorne with those Sentinels there. And doesn't particularly want to get into melee with those Gaurdsmen Devils either. Sentinels come to defend. He took out one generator. Havoc's nicely set up by Necro to cover this semi-retreat, now going back into combat. Has some heretics close by, should be worshipping or something. And there is the Nurgle worship behind cover with worship. It's not going to be easy to dislodge these guys, especially with a Havoc covering. Harry's going to need to go round, I think. Round here. 265 467. Here's a flare from Harry, reducing the range of all of this stuff. And he decides not to go around, he's just going to go through. Did not shut down the Havoc though. Plague Marines on the way for Necro. We have a Chimera on the way for Harry. Here comes the Commissar Lord. He's going to try and come around through this path and get the Havoc, I think. Or not, he's just going straight for the VP. He's happy to let these guys camp outside his power. Plague Champion capping the eastern VP. But Harry's going to have a 2-to-1, I think, is capping west and is capping mid. Here comes the Chimera, is going to use this thing to push. Support vehicle for Imperial Guard, a really nice support vehicle too. Allows you to reinforce and transport, and units inside can shoot out of it. And they can do a lot of damage if you put a couple of units inside. Necro finally forced off did take the VP and did wipe out Harry's generators though. But Harry looks like he might get a triple hit. Necro, a bit too narrow-minded, focused on that power there, has let the rest of the map go. Has some heretics here, chased by the Commissar Lord. We've lost the indicator for him, that's just a bug with the replay system. Stormtroopers on the way for Harry. He has preserved these Sentinels. Here comes some Plague Marines. Anti-vehicle unit, very very tough, with a snaring missile launcher. Commissar Lord is gonna back off here, I think. Yes. No wigger for that guy yet. Plague Champion now fully kitted out. Plague Fist, Icon of Nurgle, and Armor of Pestilence. So he's going to be fearsome in combat, but very very slow. Guardsmen get out, trying to repair, but look at the damage Icon of Nurgle is doing, leveling the Plague Champion to 2, but he is finally forced off. 178443. Center is red, but here comes some stuff to try and change that. Gadashan Devils have put a improvised explosive, and there it goes. Didn't take out a model, but did a lot of damage to that CSM squad. There's another flare. Harry does lose the flares a lot. Really nice global ability actually. Huge engagement kicking off in the center. This could be pivotal. There's a noxious cloud. Don't think Harry has spotted it. Quite difficult to spot against the green ground, and there it is. A controllable cloud that does damage over time. Global ability of the Plague Champion costs 200 red and forces off those guardsmen, but a lot of damage that Necro's taking here. Wow, he lost a lot of models. Lost 2 from one CSM squad and 1 from the other, and these Havocs need to retreat. Has Necro forgotten about them? He retreated them too late, and Commissar Lord gets the last hit, leveling to 3. 146443. Harry with a sizable VP lead here and a pretty decent unit advantage. Sentinels need repairing, and they're not getting it because the Chimera is getting repaired instead. Are we going to see plasma guns for the Guardsmen? No sign yet. We do have this squad, as you can see, is bugged. 10 out of 10 models should be out of 12 models. Something to do with them getting in and out of transports, I think. I'm not sure, I don't play Imperial Guard. 132443. That very very slow Plague Champion making its way to the center. If he can get in amongst this stuff, he's going to cause absolute havoc with Icon of Nurgle. Here comes his push. Plague Marines going after the Chimera with their missile launcher. Now they give up the chase. Mark of Zinc CSM coming in. Double Mark of Zinc CSM in fact. Kadashan Devils taking tons of damage and lose 3 models. As you can see, Plague Champion chasing with Icon of Nurgle here. And these guardsmen need to flee. Gonna wipe this squad perhaps. Icon of Nurgle absolutely owning, but they do get away. Sentinel comes in to stomp. And he's now taking on the Commissar Lord. Has lost a lot of health though. There is Pestilent Strike from the Plague Fist, stunning the Commissar Lord. Takes him out and takes out the Sentinel. Plague Champion running riot here for Necro. Level 3 and retreats 91443. He needs VPs though. Pretty much I think needs to win every engagement from now on to take the game. Sentinels coming and decapping. Harry finally lost the Sentinel, then has some Stormtroopers, and they have the assault kit. Makes them very very nasty anti-infantry troops from long range. Kadashan Devils versus Plague Marines. Plague Marines closing from melee. Not sure that's a good idea. Lose a model. And Kadashan Devils, are they gonna retreat or stay in the fight? They're gonna take a lot of damage when the Plague Marines explode. And they decide to back off. Nice play from Necro. Harry retaking mid though. Chimera Guardsmen and those stormtroopers. And they're chasing Catastrophe Devils a bit too far and finally retreats. Sentinel chased off and taken out by Markov Zinch CSM. West side will turn blue now. Chaos Dreadnought on the field for Necro is getting Markov Zinch, wants to deal with that Chimera quick time. Start off with an autocannon that will be replaced with a missile launcher. Stormtroopers taking east side. Guardsmen shooting at something. It's heretics. Necro has managed to keep these guys alive. They've basically just been used to worship, and why not play champion using Pestilent Strike to preserve him so he can cap this VP. Is he going to do it? I think he might cap it. 63-431 Noxious Cloud scaring off Guardsmen who get into the Chimera. Here comes that Markov Zinch Dreadnought now. Serious anti-vehicle damage and has Frenzied Barrage which suppresses infantry. 63-428, a 2-to-1 for Necro. Here come Markov Zinch CSM, do not have their aspiring champion yet. Stormtroopers in retreat. Might see a huge engagement in the middle here. Look at the damage those Markov Zinch Dreadnought does to the Chimera. That was 2 volleys and almost took the thing out. That was with some repairs in between as well. 63-411. Necro has a quite nicely balanced force here. Harry seems a bit disjointed. We have Kadashan Devils over on the west side, gonna try and decap and then cap this VP. Harry only has 1 generator, and we have another Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Necro. CSM decap the east side. A lot of firepower coming in. Those stormtroopers, ridiculous damage, and they lose a model pretty quickly. Chimera needs to be very careful. Markov Zinch Dread coming in with missiles. Plague Marines also there. Might chase it into base and just take it out here. They have quite long range, as you can see. Chimera stumbles away with 5 hit points. Guardsmen get out quick time to repair. Markov Zinch Dreadnought coming in. We might see Frenzied Barrage here. There it is. But he puts it over there. That was very odd. Decides to back off or not. Gonna keep Harry locked in base. 63-359, and look at the map turning blue. Harry getting some more stormtroopers, needs to get some vehicle counters on the field. The Commissar Lord's dead, so no chance of a power fist. Needs some melter gun stormtroopers, I think, because Necro has another dreadnought and it's getting Mark of Khorne now. This is looking very, very bad for Harry. Harry just did not put enough pressure on Necro's power at all. Seemed to be happy to sit mid for a lot of the game. 63-313, a triple cap now for Necro. Is there a way back for Harry? He has the VP advantage, he has time to work something out. And we do see anti-armor kit on those stormtroopers, giving them melter guns. Well, he has 2 dreadnoughts to deal with, and one of them is very, very scary close combat. Harry is now coming back mid. Something's going west side. It is the Chimera. Plague Champion lying in wait, and he's taking a lot of damage moving in here. Might go down. I think he will go down, and does go down. He explodes on death thanks to Armor of Pestilence. Here comes a load more stuff though. Markov Zinch Dreadnought getting in the way of that infantry there. Chimera has already backed off, just leaving the stormtroopers to cap. 63-216. That's a flare. We have Mark of Khorne Dreadnought in base, and there is Blood Rage, making you lose control of the Dreadnought, but it does more damage, more speed, and has more durability. And this is looking very, very dire for Harry. Chimera taking rear armor hits from that dreadnought. But look at this, dreadnought versus dreadnought. The Blood Rage dreadnought going after the Markov Tzeentch dreadnought. Absolute chaos. Can he finally take this Chimera out? There's a Noxious Cloud. Trying to get shots off on the Chimera. There we go. Now has control over the Markov Khorne dreadnought and takes the Chimera out. That is surely it for Harry. He has Noxious Cloud on his base and 2 dreadnoughts. There's Melter Bomb. Blood Rage again. What's he going to go after? Look at the losses. Markov Khorne dreadnought levels to 3. Wow. And the Markov Tzeentch dreadnought very close to level 4 and hits level 4. And GG from Harry. I should think so. Absolutely decimated at the end of the game here. 2 dreadnoughts in base and that cloud was all over. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.